So for step 25, attaching the rear axles, well, you can see that we've got to put on the rear axles that we built in the previous step, and then now we're going to add the drive shafts and then our screw pins that are going to screw this all in. But notice there's these rear upper arms. Well, those are the bits that we did back in step 19 that you'd almost forgotten about. So we're going to be installing those at this stage as well. So there's our drive axles and screw pin. So I'll set this up and let's put this together. So let's work on this side first. So you can see that the screw pin needs to go through here into the bottom here, and then through into the other side. Now, the interesting thing is, every screw pin I've ever worked with, they always have you grease it a bit because it's sitting inside the plastic and you want it to be free motion. So as much as they're saying, or well, they're not really saying anything, I am going to grease this up a bit. I'm not going to put a lot on, but I want to make sure that it's covered. So now, if I grab the right one, this one, I'm going to slide this through and might actually just put on a little bit more onto that end bit there. Slide that through at the bottom on that side, and now we can screw this in. There we go. You can see that that is nicely able to move around, and then this ball connector is facing towards the front of the car. So we need to do the same thing on the other side. So again, I'm going to grab the screw pin. I'm going to grease it up. And again, I'm not sure why they don't have you do that to begin with, as opposed to just greasing that hole. So let's slide that one through there. Let's grab this, slide that through that hole. There we go. And now we will screw this in place. And there we go. So there are both the left and right rear axles in place. So now let's work on this side. So you can see that we're gonna, in order for this to fit up here, we've got to have the axle in place. So they're showing you greasing up the both ends of the dog bone. So we'll do that. 1 and 2. So we'll stick that end in there and make sure that fits in there. There we go. So there's one axle in. So now we got to keep this up, otherwise that axle is going to pop off. So if I grab one of our rear upper arms, you can see that that is going to snap onto there, and that's going to snap on to there. So let's grab one side and I'll snap that on. In fact, maybe what I'll do is I'll snap it onto this bottom one first. Just like that, and the axle did fall out. That's what you got to be careful of. There we go. And now we'll snap that one onto the top. And there we go. So there is one of the rear axles in place, and there's your arm that's holding everything together, which can be adjusted if you wanted more or less toe in as well, or camber I should say. So same thing on the other side. We're going to need to grease up the ball or the dog bone. And on this side, oops. And we'll get that in there. So hold that back, pop that in the hole, slide it forward. Come on. There we go. So that's in there. So now same thing. I'm just gonna wipe my hands here. That's popped out again. Come on. There we go. And now we're gonna pop these on. So let's start off with this side first. There's one, and now let's pop this one on as well. Voila. So there are our two rear axles. Did that one pop out? Nope. There are the two rear axles, now fully attached in the low position. Very, very cool. So that means step 25 is complete. So now we're going to move on to step 26 and work on the front arms, and we're now into bag D.